Welcome back to Trove One, everybody. The adventure has officially begun. We're going up this hill, which is fairly steep, and it is wet right now, but it's not crazy. Of course, we got the camper, and I heard a pop in the front end, and now there's something wrong in the front end. Nothing's broken, but I can't turn all the way to the right, and the front wheels will not line up straight properly. So something is tweaked, bent, maybe broken, but I can't see anything broken, but something in the steering linkage is messed up. So I'm not going to keep trying to, we're almost to the camp spot we wanted to go to, but I'm not going to keep trying to go up this hill, because if I do, something's going to completely break. So we're going to back down until we can turn around and see if this thing is drivable or not. So yeah, this is supposed to be a short one-night easy camping trip. Now we're going to see what's going to happen. And it's dark, as you can probably tell. Okay, I've backed down the hill. We're turned around. The front wheels are looking a little better, so whatever's wonky up there, we've had some issues in the front end. Something loose. I think it may be a bad joint on one of the kryptonite tie rods. Something that's like allowing it to move a lot. You've probably seen that in some of our videos. But as we were backing down, anytime I tried to go forward, I had a really loud popping in the rear end. So I can back up and it doesn't make the sound. I'm not sure what that means, other than I think I've blown up my rear end somehow. It's just crazy. This is like a pretty decent road. It's like clay and wet and a little bit rutted. We've done way crazier stuff, and I'm pretty sure we've just blown up our rear end, and the front end's had some issues. It may not actually be a major issue there, but I'm not sure how we're going to get home other than calling somebody to come with my wrecker. And I can't even disconnect the camper right now, because there was a small incident when Sarah pulled the camper out of the shop today, where she left the jacks partway down and they caught, and it snapped both of the jacks off. So I can't even disconnect. Well, I can. I'll have to get out I'll have to get out one of the vehicle jack and lift it off that way if we need to disconnect it. So we're going to go forward a little bit and see if it's even possible that we can limp this thing home. We're an hour from home. If we can, great, and we'll cancel this trip. If not, we're going to be out here for a while. I'm going to be calling some friends and family to bring the tow truck and trailer and stuff like that, and it may be real interesting. I'm just hoping and praying that it will not make popping sounds and I can go forward, but I don't think that's the case. I think we're stuck. Yeah, that's not a good sign. We got a hole in the rear diff cover right there. 247,000 miles. And I think we finally grenaded the old G80. Ugh. All right, so I drove as far as I can. The rear end is popping. I can't get up this hill out here, so we were waiting for my dad and brother to come pick us up, and then I'll have to come back with a truck and trailer and stuff and pick up the rest of it, load it up and that kind of thing. The rear diff is just completely destroyed, and the front end probably destroyed at this point from trying to drive in four-wheel drive with the rear end not grabbing. So the front end's been needing to get worked on, and I've had plans to do that. I just hadn't got it to it yet, but now it's going to be time. Shut the whole thing down, and we're going to have to do a full rebuild on the front and rear axles now. Just kind of a bummer. Big bummer. Guess we're not going to camp in December after all. We were trying to get one quick, short, one-night trip in to a bluff and a cool camp spot that we think we found, and it's just not gonna happen. So we're gonna get picked up, then I'll come back and get everything here after a while. But I'm gonna try to find some snacks, because we also haven't had supper, and it's 7:30 now. So, and we got 6 kids and a baby goat with us. Actually, you haven't met our baby goat. We got a bottle goat. Its name is Caramel, and we brought it because we have to be able to feed it. So we brought it in its cage so it could get fed and we could take care of it. And yeah, so what an adventure. Not the plan, but it is what it is. It was bound to happen eventually. All right, we got our ride home. My dad and my brother came and picked us up. Now I'm taking my truck in a trailer back, and my dad's taking his truck so we can go get the Suburban and the camper. I got some straps. Since we broke the trailer tongue, or broke the jacks on the trailer tongue earlier today, I got to take my off-road jack so I can jack up the tongue to get it hooked back up, because I can't disconnect it from the vehicle very easily. Otherwise we probably would have gone ahead and pulled it back when we came just now, but it is what it is. Everything broke today. Well, guys, it is 15 till midnight. We just got back with the Suburban. Campers over there too, so I'm gonna go find some dinner because I haven't had dinner yet, and I'm gonna get some sleep, and then tomorrow we'll get this thing off the trailer and I guess start tearing it apart. We got a lot of rebuilding to do, so I'm gonna go sleep in my bed tonight, warm and cozy, without hearing the diesel heater run. I'm kind of disappointed, but it happens. So, oh well. No camping this December for us. Time to rebuild the Suburban. Well, it's the next morning and it's time to assess the damage. No, I didn't hook up the tow truck and pull all this back. We had two trucks. My dad pulled my camper back and I pulled that back with my work truck. But I just thought this was going to be funny to hook all this up like this. Most campers you could not hook that up to without breaking the back end off. But this, it's not even squatting. Hardly. It's squatting a little bit, but we got the H2 springs on the back and the airbags. Anyway, we need to get the Suburban unloaded and we'll kind of get some shots of what's going on with the front end. You can kind of tell here, that tire pointed in. That tire also pointed in. So we've definitely tore up the front end. I think just some of the joints are bad. So theoretically, I should be able to warranty those kryptonite parts, but I think we've got other plans. And then we've got that nice little hole right there. That's not supposed to be there. So I'm guessing the G80 finally came apart, and that's what caused that. So we'll see how much damage we have to our ring gear and pinion gear, and we'll definitely need a new differential. Hopefully not new gears, but it might be time to re-gear anyway if we do. So a lot of the unknowns at this point, how I'm going to fix it, what I'm going to do. I do have a lot of spare parts, but I also have some big upgrade plans that I would like to do if I can. So let's get this thing unloaded, and then we're probably going to start tearing her apart. I've got to get it into the garage so I can start working on it. We're going to be down for a while.
Just need to get cold.
It healed overnight.
Yeah. See that there.
Drive shaft is just spinning. Well, it's finally stopped popping in the rear end and the drive shaft's just spinning freely, so maybe all the little chunks have fallen down to the bottom now. It actually, without the camper on it, it actually drives with just front wheel drive okay, unless you're going up a hill and you're really putting some torque on it. Then the front end just starts moving around too much and the steering gets really wonky and you have very little traction. So it would not be great to have to drive out in front wheel drive with IFS, especially ours right now. It's rough. It needs some new parts. All right, I need to go park this before I get stuck in the yard. I am destroying my yard. All right, we're going to have to get the tent off this so I can get it in the garage and get it where I can work on it for a while. So the camper also has some damage. This is what made it a little difficult last night, because that got snapped off and that got snapped off. Both of the cranks, I got 2 jacks on it so I can level a little bit side to side, and somebody didn't flip them up horizontally, left them down even though they were raised, and tried to drive out of our shop building, and there's a little concrete lip there and it's just enough. It caught them. When it hit, it just snapped them both off, which the welds on them probably weren't the best. That's probably why they snapped off, but that's probably a good thing. Otherwise it would have caused a lot more damage. The tongue is slightly bent right where those were attached. It's got a little bend to it, but I'll weld them back on. They'll be fine. It's not, didn't damage it that much, which is a good thing. So I'm gonna go get the tractor, and we got to unbolt the tent and get that off, get it in storage, and then I can fit the Suburban in the garage hopefully, and we can figure out what we're gonna do from there. Hey buddy, this is Carmel the goat. He's a bottle calf, or a bottle, not a bottle calf, a bottle goat that we got recently. He's a Nigerian dwarf, same as our other goat. And we were taking him camping last night because he's a bottle goat and we can't leave him for that long without feeding him. Like our other animals, we can feed them and they're good for a day. But he needs a bottle. So we were taking him with us. We were going goat camping, starting a new trend. But that didn't work out. The goat was enough. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was in the back end here, and that was it. Back into the Suburban couldn't handle a baby goat. So, but that's our newest addition, and probably our last for a while. Probably our last animal. The old Suburban looks kind of weird without the tent on it now. I haven't seen it in a while. Haven't seen it with the light bar without the tent at all. Kind of looks a little funny, but the light bar doesn't go above the roof rack, so I can still carry canoes, ladders, anything like that up there, even with the light bar on, which is why I did it that way. But We'll see if it'll fit in the garage. I may have to let some air out of the tires to fit it in. It's gonna be close with that roof rack.
We should bring in the boys' abandoned home.
Go ride your bike into the road.
I'll get it out. Getty, great.
You're good. You got about 4 inches. You cleared it.
All right, Suburban's in the garage, so it's time to work on that. Got the tent over here on some sawhorses. I might put that on my red truck where we could use it if we want to. I don't want to put, one thing about the tent and being in the country, and I don't want to store the tent somewhere where it's going to get mice in it, because if mice try to nest in that thing, it's going to completely destroy it. So I may put it on my red truck. We might even use it on the red truck. I've got ladder racks on it, but it's not here right now because it's also getting worked on at the moment because it's broken. But may put that on that, or might put it on my truck bed trailer. So that could be kind of cool too. And we'll be swapping over to the 8.1 for a while. I'll get the jacks fixed on the camper, so if we decide to go camping, we can take the 8.1. We just won't be able to do as crazy stuff because this isn't built out like the white one. And it's going to be time to do some shop work and get some stuff done on it. But I think I'm going to wrap this up for today. I'll get around to tearing this apart. I don't have time today. I got too many other things to do. So I think we're going to wrap this up. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow along if you want to see this thing get rebuilt, because we're not done with it. I don't know at what point you cut your losses on a vehicle and start over with a new one, but we got no plans of stopping with this thing anytime soon. We got the 6.0 in it, 3/4 ton transmission, everything. We've already done all that stuff. So we're going to rebuild the rear end, whatever it needs, whatever we can come up with. And I'll either warranty out the front stuff, or it may be time to put that Dodge solid axle under the front. If we can come up with all the parts, that's probably what we'll do. But we'll see. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.